All right, hola guys, que paso? How's everyone doing? This is Hala Pablo. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to look at Zcash. Let's skip all the formalities and get right into it. Let's look at Zcash. I'm going to start tracking Zcash more carefully, more assiduously, more regularly, so you can expect more updates frequently on Zcash, along with a couple other coins, because of demand, because it seems to be, Zcash seems to be an interest among many of my subscribers, and I want to treat you guys right. I want to express my appreciation. So, and I'm also a Zcasher, and I love Zcash, and I have a lot of high hopes for Zcash. And obviously, and apparently, so does Grayscale Trust, because they're working on a Zcash ETF, and so Zcash is a large part of their trust portfolio. So you can check it out yourself. So if Grayscale Trust has it, and it's not one that's like on a probationary kind of surveillance, it's actually, they are actively accumulating Zcash. And so we go off of that. Smart Money, if Smart Money is interested in it, then you and I should be interested in it, right? Okay, and Smart Money is interested in Zcash, despite what you may read, what you may hear, what different influencers are saying. Zcash is going to be a hot item, I believe. And so we're looking at it now. I have it on the macro and the micro. Over here on the 3-day, we see that it's formed a, yeah, I mean, dude, that's a cup and handle. Those are mega bullish patterns. As long with a disclaimer, as long as we pass the handle stage. What the handle is it retests the micro trend coming up here at this wall, this series of LPSs. If you want to look at it from the Wyckoff point of view, this is what is a handle? A handle is quite simply it's a rounded accumulation range. It's an accumulation range that never got to form the standard Adam and Eve. Now you know the Adam and Eves are a double bottom. So you have the atom that would come down like this, kind of sharp, and then it would bring the other. It would rally back up, try to close out the liquidity void, and create what's called a neckline, and then it would come back down for the second retest, and that would form the eve, which is usually not as steep and a little bit more rounded, and then after like a spring, the price comes back up again and forms that W that you've seen those macro W's in the price action, and it comes back up and remitigates the neckline, and so we have a double mitigation, and then from here now we come into the handle portion, which is where we are now, and I have this side on the 30-minute, and so we can look at it on a micro to see what's going on, because sometimes it happens. The handles fail, and then we come back down beneath the neckline because there's more accumulating to do. There's more absorption that needs to happen. And so we want to make sure, if we're going to set longs, if we're going to buy, we want to kind of make sure that this is going to pass this neckline handle test. And so that's why we put it on the micro, so we can get more of a forensic view of the price action. All right, and so for here, what I did was I anchored the volume weighted average price, or the VWAP, to the selling climax. Now this whole area here is this on the macro. This area here that's kind of consolidating along the neckline. That means that the trading range. This would be the selling climax, and then the automatic rally, and then it came back down. This area here, we're going to put, where we're consolidating on top of, we're going to put this as the neckline or the trading range resistance. And so like what happened was, when it pumped here, it jumped what we call, it jumped the creek. It jumped the anchored VWAP here. And that was a bullish signal. And this was back on the this was on the 22nd, so this was about 6 or 7 days ago. This is last week. We had this pump, but then we came back down. This is normal. This is what this did was it closed out the liquidity void here. It mitigated this liquidity void, and now it's retesting this trading range, or TRR, which is actually the neckline. this macro neckline. That's what this is here. And so we have a micro trend support, which is coming up here. This is that far wall from the eve side of the double bottom. And the reason why I circled this in yellow is because it's crucial. This is a battleground area. The bulls have to hold. If this does not hold, then we're going back into the trading range, and especially if we break. See, this is a crucial juncture because we have the micro trend support line and we have the TRR, trading range resistance. So this is a very important point to keep. And if we do keep it here, I'm going to get rid of this circle. If we do somehow, if this holds, this area holds, then this here will serve as a double bottom. We see the bottom here, and then we can expect the price to come up, at least in the short term, to mitigate this minor liquidity void at $68. And then we may go down for another one. We may ride this micro trend resistance line, or rather support line for now. If it holds, it's going to be support. We can ride this up for a little bit, and it could be waiting to see what Bitcoin does. I think Bitcoin's going to retrace, but altcoin season, once Bitcoin loses its dominance, the altcoins should have their rallying. And if we pass here, then Zcash is going to be in a great position to do some major markup action. And I mean, we're not just talking this liquidity void mitigation. We're talking also the going back up to reclaim the prior highs, $77, $76. And if more, then we can expect even higher price action, and we can calculate the Fibonacci extensions. Here, I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of all these, remove 11 drawings. We're going to remove all this from here, and we can calculate the fib extensions. It's already done it through the indicator app on the Elliott wave, but I like to do it manually just in case. So just so I can see. So what we're going to do is, for the fib extension, we're going to go off this spring here at the bottom of this cup. We're going to bring it up to the 4 wave, which is slightly higher than the LPS handle retest, and then bring it back down. And it should more or less kind of retrace the lines that the indicator drew. And so here, yeah, we see the 2618. It's kind of just like superimposed upon each other. So that means that we did it right. The 2618 brings us up to about $191. And so this is feasible, guys. We could see almost $200 Zcash this bull run. It just all depends on what Bitcoin does, and if Zcash is able to decouple from the price action, which traditionally it's kind of sort of been indexed to in a way. All coins, more or less, for the most part, are indexed in some way to Bitcoin's price action. A lot of them break out and do their own thing. They spin off in their own orbits, but Zcash has a lot of similarities to Bitcoin. Indeed, it was created to be kind of an improvement on Bitcoin, right? It's got the same total supply, 21 million, and it's written, I think, with the same code. Anyway, it's meant to be Bitcoin 2.0. So don't be surprised if Bitcoin retraces. If you want to see Bitcoin, if you want to kind of understand Bitcoin's price action, look at my videos that I've done on it. I try to keep regular, at least, 2 or 3 days every time it moves, to keep you updated on Bitcoin. You could track Bitcoin through my videos and see what the current bias is on Bitcoin, and then kind of judge your bias on Zcash. However, Zcash is an altcoin, and so once Bitcoin loses its dominance, we can foresee Zcash actually having its dominance along with the other alts and pumping, and then we'll be, especially once we're able to establish support here in this area, then we can start closing out these liquidity voids. Once we mitigate $80, it's on. I think it's on. I think we're gonna We're going to bring this next shoulder up. Really, it's just an inverted head and shoulders is what cup and handles are. And so this next shoulder, this right-hand side shoulder, we can expect to come up and start closing out all these other liquidity voids. Once we get past 80, I think it's going to just mark up intergalactically. And so that's what we're looking at. We'll keep tracking it. I'll try to do regular updates on Zcash. Hopefully you got something out of this. If you did, like, subscribe, and you'll never miss another video on Zcash. I'm doing XRP. I'm also going to start doing XLM. I may do some Solana. Let me know what you'd like to see. I do take requests, and if I get enough, if it's unanimous, and you know, I get a lot of people wanting the same coin, I'll go ahead and do. We'll start tracking its price action as well. So just let me know in the comments what you all think. And so that's about it. I'm going to let you go. Short and sweet. Zcash. Take care. God bless. Have a great, if I don't hear from you, have a happy new year. And we'll talk to you soon. Adios. Bye-bye.